I literally have seen high school games that have been better than the Broncos Cardinals game, bro. That was absolutely just awful football to watch.
Welcome back to another episode of TFM Bets. No, I have not been kidnapped and being held against my will in a basement somewhere. We just have to change up the angles for this episode. Trent, how we doing?
I'm great. It's Monday. I'm feeling good, ready for a new week. How are you doing, Mikey?
I'm doing good. I mean, when this weekend was a little odd. I feel like having the games on Saturday and Sunday, I actually did not hate. I didn't hate it.
Yeah, in terms of getting in the lab, getting surgical, it was a little tough. Saturday games, you don't really know how those are going to go. And fair enough, they definitely were crazy games. They did not disappoint, that's for damn sure. But
they were
an insane weekend of sports. I mean, between the NFL slate, the World Cup final was absolutely absurd. It was an unreal weekend.
Nuts. And I mean, just for all you fuckers out there that fade the pod, it was always every favorite on Saturday.
Always every favorite
on Saturday, dude.
Dude, it was crazy because it was 33-0 at halftime, and I don't know why I wouldn't have been shocked if the Vikings went up and won this game somehow. It was just, you could feel it. There was 4 turnovers in the first half, and it was just absolute sell jobs from the Vikings, but you felt like they were kind of somehow in this game still.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like you were in this, like it felt like they were in this game because the Colts just sucked that bad.
Yeah,
that there was never
Matt
a
Ryan,
moment.
who's has the worst loss, with a huge deficit of all time already, and now he's adding this to his resume. You can't make it up, bro. I feel bad for the guy.
Like just like at this point, honestly, an iconic loser. Like he just loses in the most iconic fashions.
You know what I don't understand, Mikey, is we are so surgical on the pod. But as soon as we step out of the pod, bro, what are we doing, man? Let's go back to Thursday real quick, where we knew the Niners were going to clap cheeks. We knew.
No, we knew.
I've been riding them the last 6 weeks. They're a wagon. And as soon as we step off the pod, we wake up the next day and we're both on the Seahawks.
Yeah, and make no mistake, when we talked about that game, we pretty much figured out in the moment that we should bet on the Niners. Because if you remember the conversation, we came in being like, feels like the Seahawks plus 3.5 is a play. And then we started going through the game. Yeah. And we were like, hold the phone. Geno hasn't played a single good defense. Like, dude, Geno has thrown this many yards against these defenses. Last time they played the 49ers, they only put up, I think it was like 7 points. And by the end of the conversation, we were both like, I mean, it's got to be the Niners.
It's got to be the Niners, bro. And I have people commenting on my TikTok saying, Trent, you literally said on the pod you like the 49ers. What are you doing taking the Seahawks? I'm just like, bro, what am I doing? Can we just be better?
Yeah, we got to be way better. I mean, that no excuse for that Thursday night game. We just have to be better. I mean, dude, there was no reason to wake up.
We went through the whole slate, and we discussed, most of the games before they happened last episode, and we were surgical too. I mean, we were talking about one game specifically, the Chargers-Titans game. I literally said this was going to be a close game, tied the whole way. You got 2 frauds on the field with that kind of lack in identity as a team. And I think it was going to be close the whole way. It's going to be a field goal game, and Dicker the kicker is going to hit the game winner. And that's exactly what happened.
No, that is. If we could clip that, that'd be crazy. With the kicker. Dude. Like, that was nuts that you called that. I mean, literally, like, shot for shot. And I'm not even kidding. Like, not even just that game. We also pretty much were on the right side of every game on the slate. Like, There wasn't, I mean, the one game that stands out to me is you're just a bozo. You trusted Tom Brady again. I mean, I made my whole message to him. I basically wrote it out,
What am I doing?
Felt like I was making a speech. And then you sat across from me and you still took the Bucs. After you took the Bucs, not only just to take the Bucs, you took the Bucs after I took the same spread and they got blown out the week before by Brock Purdy.
Dude, I was so confident in this game, bro. And I can't even tell you how bricked up I was when it was 17-0 Buccaneers in the second quarter. I'm like, God damn it, I'm so sharp, bro. Literally, fuck everybody else. I was right about this game. I had that gut feeling. And I shit you not, it could not have gone to more shit than it did as soon as we got into the second half, bro.
And we talked about it last night a little bit too. It was like, if there's one guy that I would never be really worried about in the NFL when he's got a deficit at the half, it's Joe Burrow. Like, I don't know what about him, but he really just doesn't give a fuck, dude.
Like
he really does not give any fuck at all. Dude. So I mean, that was just like a great game. I mean, just going back to the Saturday slate, like we were right about Deshaun Watson. He didn't have a great game.
We smacked that 4-leg geyser.
Yeah, let's just take a moment. Let's take a moment here for the pod. If people faded the pod this past Sunday, they're in the actual mud.
They're in piss.
Like the mud.
What was it? It was Deshaun Watson yards.
Watson.
Justin Jefferson touchdown. Trevor Lawrence pass plus rush yards. And Derrick Henry to score a touchdown. That's a fully greened out goblin.
Yeah, that's a gob. No, that's a full-blown gob. It's a full-blown gob.
I was proud of us, just how surgical that was.
And I mean, on top of that, too, if you didn't talk me off the quad bet on Justin Jefferson, I couldn't have had that more right either.
Oh, so surgical, bro.
I mean, we literally sat on that couch and we were like, listen, this is what's going to happen on Sunday. This is what's going to happen on Saturday. And it all happened.
Bro, me and Shelly cooked up a weekend prize picks entry, right? And it was so surgical, bro. It was Trevor Lawrence pass plus rush yards, Derrick Henry touchdown. And then it was Saquon to score a touchdown with Justin Tucker over field goals, bro. I put 500 on this to win $15,000. It was a 6-legger. I'm missing a leg. I forget what it was. Justin Tucker, for the first time in 5 years, misses 2 field goals and had one blocked, and he missed one, and it cost me $15,000.
Dude, I remember sitting there because we all went to a bar to watch it. And I remember sitting there and like I didn't understand the gravity of the PP entry that you guys placed because I had a parlay with Brown's money line and 2 college basketball teams.
Yeah.
And the 2 college basketball teams hit, so it was like came down to the Browns. And so I was sitting there and like every time he missed a kick, I was kind of like, under the table, like. But then once it was revealed to me that Saquon scored and you guys would have won, like he would have won $6,000 and you would have won like $19,000, something crazy like that. I was like, damn, he really missed. Like that's nuts.
And not only did he miss those 2, there were 2 other instances where it was 3rd down on the 20-yard line and Huntley throws a pick, bro. If we just throw an incompletion, we're kicking 3.
Yeah, it was like kind of, you know what though? It was kind of like one of those games where once it started, it just felt like the Ravens never really found their footing. You know what I mean? Like it was one of those games where kind of after the first quarter, you never like to write anything off, like in terms of, not necessarily the Justin Tucker bet, but as a Ravens veteran fan, like I feel like you're probably sitting there going, this is just not our day, bro. Like they just never, it just never felt like they found their feet.
What game that I'm a little disappointed in you in because I was so high on the Lions. I wanted to take them so badly, and you were so confident that the Jets win this game, bro. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm staying off the Lions out of respect to Mikey's confidence in the Jets this week. And, dude, what was that last touchdown by the Lions, bro? You collapsed on defense.
I can't. There's things about being a Jets fan that you have to expect. One of them is that Mike White is going to try 10 doctors to clear himself for the game, and all of them said no. So now we got to go back to Zach Wilson. So once that happened, I'm going to be honest, I was not as confident because I feel like Mike White kind of was in his rhythm. The offense was trusting Mike White. I feel like the boys are kind of playing for Mike as well. And then, he's got to step out, and now we're going Zach. And it was going to be boom or bust, dude. Either we blew out the Lions or we lost in the way we lost. Zach Wilson was never going to have like a close game win. You know what I'm saying? And when it came down to crunch time, defense sold the soul. And it felt like it was our game too, dude. Like I was sitting there being like, we still got it. Like Zach came out looking great, dude. When you think about all the shit that kid just had to go through for 3 weeks, I think it has been, like getting shit on in the press, then Mike White comes out, throws 400 yards, 500 yards, like looks fucking fantastic, getting wins. And then he's got to step in against the Lions, who, by the way, started the season, 1-6, and now they're 7-7.
I know, they just cashed their win total that everyone was bickering about before the season.
Like you gotta be shitting me. So he's got to come out and play that fucking team. But no, I think you're right. I think it really was always the Lions. I mean, that was just a tough spot for us. I really thought it was going to be our day. But again, I'm not really that disappointed as a Jets fan. I'll be honest. It's a tough loss. I think the Lions were actually a free a free spot in the surge if we were to look back. but I really thought that was our game. I really did. At home against the Lions, like I said, it was going to be personality, not personnel. And I feel like the Lions just came out and Dan Campbell just had them a little bit more ready.
You had that whole surgical pitch last week. I was like, God damn, that sounds like he's confident, bro. So I'm gonna.
You know what though? I wanted it to come down to our defense. Yeah. And the fact that our defense couldn't put it away, that one hurt a little bit more than like if Zach Wilson threw a pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. There was so much shit that happened. What about? I just had a feeling the Eagles were gonna win and not cover, and that's exactly what happened. I think I said that on the pod last week. Yeah. But they came out with the dub. Fields rush yards, free as fuck again.
Yeah. Can we give Justin Fields his flowers yet? Is that like allowed? Because I want to give him his flowers, bro. The amount of shit he took last year, coming into this year, getting those same amount of shit. Dude, he's turned that franchise into let's just get him 2 weapons and we might have a playoff team.
Yeah, I mean they have won 3 games, but still, there's definitely some signs.
But they've only won 3 games, but they're keeping it close with the best teams in football right now because of his ability to extend a play, use his feet and his arm now, and because he's using his feet, he can use his arm. And he's had 2. I'm gonna be honest, 2 of probably he had the best quarterback rush ever. I think like 4 weeks ago, and then he almost just beat it by himself again this week. Like he looks like a guy that. When you built the Lamar Jackson playbook, it was built for a guy like Justin Fields' build. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
Like thick, fast, big. Whereas Lamar, he's not as thick or big as Justin Fields, I'd like to think. But, I mean, I'm ready to give Justin his flowers. I mean, the way he's kind of turned around that Bears offense with having no weapons just by using his feet and, like, just staying in games, staying gritty, I'm ready to give him his flowers.
Yeah, that was actually the other leg in the prize picks entry that Shelly and I were sweating, and that shit was free as fuck.
And I have to say though, I want to ask your opinion about it. The Eagles having a close game with the Bears, with how in shambles the Bears are, the Vikings almost losing to the fucking Colts. Like, are both these teams frauds?
The Vikings are frauds. Yes, Vikings are frauds for sure. I don't think the Eagles are nearly as much. They definitely have their things they got to clean up for sure. But going to Chicago, that's a tough place to play on the road. So I'll give the Eagles that one. But you're at home to the Colts down 33 points, bro. Like what? Let that sink in. Also, how many times do I got to tell you that the Chiefs do not cover spreads?
But now they're due. We had this conversation last night on the couch while we were playing some Chell. Now they're due. Like I have a theory too sometimes that I will bet on where if a team hasn't covered multiple times in a row, normally at the end of the year, every team finishes 50-50 against the spread. That's just how spread betting ends up rolling out, or a little bit less than 50-50, right? The Chiefs have to be due to cover now because there's no way they can finish the season negative against the spread. There's no way. They're the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no way. The lines have to adjust, and they have to be due to cover, but you couldn't have been more right this time. I mean, you couldn't have been more right.
They just don't know how to cover. They know how to win games, that's for damn sure. I'll always take a money line, but of course the money line here was minus 800, so what are you doing, But it's the Texans. These guys keep it close. Doesn't matter who they're playing, bro, or who's on the field. It's crazy. Cowboys last week, Chiefs this week, 2 wagons against poverty, bro. They have 1 win, and they're making, these games close, and it's just whack.
Yeah, what is their bit with like keeping it close? I don't get it. Can you just get beat and let everybody make money off it? Like no one wants to bet on you,
I really, really thought the Texans were going to steal my coin again, back-to-back weeks.
I mean, but again, though, let's just take a step back and realize that when you talked about that game, you were right. And then the next game where, there was another dog that happened to come out barking, we couldn't have been more right about the Jaguars.
So fucking true, dude. That was so sharp of us. And we were the Jaguars were down like 27-14, and I looked at Dave and Shelly. I'm like, Jaguars are going to find a way to win this game, I guarantee you.
Dude, we couldn't have been more right. The line moved live on the pod.
Yep.
We said what was going to happen. The short line made no sense. The Cowboys are not looking like a Cowboys team that you can trust week in and week out. Like we even said it. We were like, this is a money line play. Like this is a money line play for the Jaguars. And it's annoying too, because I feel like looking at all the news that's come out this morning, everyone's talking about the Cowboys not winning instead of the Jaguars winning. Like, they're talking about a Cowboys loss, not a Jaguars win. And the Jaguars, dude, they fucking grinded that out.
They grinded that W out, bro. That was a great game. And I love seeing Trevor Lawrence, come out second half, show some flashes, get his team back in the game. And he looked great.
Are you a Trevor guy?
I am, bro. I mean, especially on Prize Picks.
No, I don't hate him. I mean, I think also your call on his rush yards was fucking obscenely surgical.
One of my most surgical calls I've had.
But dude, I remember sitting there on the couch and like looking at you waiting for the next play, and you were just sitting there and you're kind of like, Trevor Lawrence rush yards. Dude. And in my head, I was like, damn, that was like I would have never been like Trevor Lawrence rush yards, but that was like fucking dumb surge.
Surge.
Dumb.
So surge. Bro,
how many did he end with?
He soared over. I don't know exactly how many rush yards, but at the time,
21.
They only had his pass plus rush yards, and he soared over that.
Yeah, dude. That
he had like 350 pass plus rush. So that was a W, bro. How about that damn ending to the Raiders game,
dude?
Did you see that shit,
dude? If I'm like, where was Jacoby Myers throwing that ball?
I have so many questions, dude.
Where was he throwing the ball?
Why are they doing pitchy woo woo when you're going to overtime and where the clock has zeros on it? What was the goal? I don't get it, bro.
Like, there's no way that was a Bill call. No way Bill liked that call.
Dude, and there were multiple times that game where it just seemed like the coaches on the sideline and whatever was going on in the field were just not in sync.
And dude, this is what I'm talking about. If Matt Patricia fucking called that play and was like, let's try to get weird with it and let's try some laterals and let's try to win this game, how does he still have a job?
There's no way that was the script, bro. There's no way.
You think the players in the field were like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going for it. We'll do it live.
Dude, I don't understand, bro. He threw it back to Mac Jones and then Chandler Jones.
It wasn't even near him.
I know, but you got Chandler Jones
that ball
hovering around him right there. It's like, how did you not see that?
Dude, he literally threw like a Kenley Jansen level turkey to Mac Jones. Literally. Like, it was just a turkey ball. Like, the Raiders, like, it was Chandler Jones that picked him. Like, dude, he literally just stood there.
How dope is that?
Like, he had to make a play.
How dope is that Chandler Jones, drafted by the Patriots in like 2012, literally just fucking stiff arms Mac Jones on the ground, steals the win from him.
Dude, he put him in a coffin.
I literally did, bro.
I saw all these memes. It was like Mac Jones getting ready to like try to tackle Chandler Jones. And it was like a guy like getting ready and just gets literally just run over by like a truck. Like, literally had no chance. But I was sitting there with a Raiders bet and I was like, holy shit, like, we're about to go into overtime. Like, what the fuck? Like, was Raiders money line really not to play? And then the Patriots started doing this shit and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was just ready for overtime, Yeah. Like, I was like just ready to go. I was like, all right, let's just lock in. I'm going to have to trust fucking Derek Carr in overtime. And then Jacoby Myers threw that turkey, and I was just like, there's no way. 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 Like, dude, if I'm in that locker room, what's your sentiment in that locker room?
I have no idea, bro. I would love to know what that locker room was like on their way out of Vegas.
like, dude, I don't know if I could even speak.
Yeah. I don't know if you were watching Red Zone all day, but I literally have seen high school games that have been better than the Broncos Cardinals game, bro. That was absolutely just awful football to watch. It was kind of fun because it was so bad. McSorley, you got Trace McSorley out there throwing fucking absolute ducks. I saw some horrendous passes in that game. It seemed like nobody can get past the 50-yard line without throwing a goddamn interception.
But are we really going to sit here and like act like we didn't expect that game to be like
no, we did. I didn't realize it was going to be that big of a mid-off.
No, it was awful, dude.
Awful. JJ Watt was feasting like every play,
eating.
Like every single play, it was negative yards and JJ Watt's there and he's just
and I don't remember the last time we got a legacy Watt performance out of JJ, dude.
Dude, for real, it felt like I was watching Red Zone 2014.
Yeah, literally. I feel like I needed like some Lucky Charms cereal and like a glass of orange juice from when I was like 12.
And then of course, I'm actually kind of glad the Bucks lost because I was sketched about the Commanders all day, and I had a feeling they were going to sell. Of course, Saquon finds the end zone to, cash our 2x return on that mega goat prize picks that Shelly and I cooked up, which I just knew was going to happen. So much pain. First touchdown, Giants defense. Can we just be better, man? It was always a Giants defense, bro.
Yeah, like why are we even betting on offensive players in that game? Like, I mean, if it was a first touchdown, dude, it was always going to be the Giants defense.
Dude, I did hit one on Saturday with the fucking Peoples Jones. Let's go.
Dude, and we were sitting there watching the game. It was the only touchdown of the game.
Yeah, I was like, dude, was that Peoples?
Hammered at the bar. Was that Peoples? Was that Peoples? And I remember some of your buddies were sitting by us because we happened to be on like opposite sides of the bar. And the one kid turned around. He was like, "Where's Trent? Where's Trent?" We were like, "I don't fucking know."
That's the second time. I think I'm 2 for probably 35.
Wow.
This season, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. There was like a moment in time when the NFL season first started that like I was hitting a first touchdown score at least like every other primetime game, and then I stopped because you just lose units, Oh,
it's donations.
But it's electric though when you get it, when you're like, look at Donovan, and then he throws it to him, and you're like, oh my god.
No, it is electric, bro. I love it.
No, it's like you can't beat it. But also, like speaking of that Commanders game, that was the controversy between Terry McLaurin and the ref. That was absurd, dude.
That was pretty bonkers. And then, of course, the PI call that wasn't called on that last play.
Dude, and I'm sitting there, right? Like, I didn't make a pregame bet on this game. Like, we said the Commanders -4.5. I like the Commanders -4.5, but I didn't want to make a pre-bet on this game before it started because I wanted to see how it was going to go. Like, either the Giants come out and the Giants like, all right, we want to punk our division rivals, or the Commanders like, all right, we're winning, like we're going to the playoffs, right? And so I'm sitting there at half, and I take Commanders live money line +255. Like I was like, that's like this is the bet. Like they're gonna come back. The Vikings showed me, the Bengals showed me. The Commanders are coming back and they're winning this game. Dude, if Terry doesn't get called for that, we're sitting at a 2-point conversion game.
Yeah.
2-point conversion away from a comeback, dude.
They drove.
Dude, legacy throws from Taylor, who, by the way, I feel like we now need to admit should probably be a starter in the NFL for, should be a mainstay starter on a team in the NFL at this point.
I was sweating his overpass completions. It came down to the last fucking play in the most fluke shit way ever, bro. Like,
did he get it?
Yeah, he got it. Like they were at the 1 and they were gonna run it in, right? Which would not have. I needed one more, and it was 4th down, so they were gonna run it. But then they got called for that bullshit flag on Terry, so they moved back, and then they had to pass. And so that was what made it go over. And it was so sweaty, bro.
And dude, like my favorite part of the game is every time Brian Robinson does something, I mean, obviously he's got an insane story, so they always bring it up. And I was sitting next to Chelly on the couch and they were talking about Brian Robinson. He hit like a 15-yard rush or whatever. And the lady started talking about how she interviewed him and he was saying, it's still crazy that I'm playing again, whatever. Sometimes I wake up and my leg is sore, but it just makes me want to get back in the gym again. Dude, I looked at Chelly and I was like, this man literally got shot in the leg.
Crazy.
Like he had bullets go into his leg. And like he's out here playing on primetime and being like, sometimes my leg wakes up sore. Like I'll do squats for the first time in months and be like, oh God, I got sore legs. Like this guy's waking up with sore legs from gunshot wounds.
Yeah.
And playing on primetime. And fucking Mike Thomas has turf toe.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brandon Ingram's sidelined for 4 weeks with a goddamn toe injury, bro, and I've got him in my goat whale. What are we doing?
There's levels. There's levels. There's got to be levels. If this guy can play after getting a fucking shot in the leg 4 or 5 times, like there's levels.
There is, bro. There's
levels.
But yeah, Giants stole that one from the Commanders at home. Sadly, I had units on the commies there, so tough way to end the week for sure. But we did hit that prize picks, which was electric. And we got a Monday night game.
We do have a Monday night game. I don't know what to do here, so I want to hear what you have to say because I feel like we might have talked about it a little bit, but This is where my head is at. And this is what we did with the Seahawks game. And I'm just going to tell you where my head is at, and then we'll go from there. There's two things that I think could happen, right? I think you're either going to see GOAT mode Aaron. We're in Lambeau. They're playing the Rams, bruised, battered. We're going to see GOAT mode Aaron. He wins this game by 40, and he starts marching. Or is Baker Mayfield back? And it's a free bet to just take him with a touchdown, because we talked about it. We talked about it last night just a little bit. And you said it too. After a game like that where you go on a game-winning drive, those are the kind of drives that not only revive a career, but propel a career. So that's why this game has now become so hard to bet. If Baker Mayfield came out, lost by like 9 last game, didn't look that great, didn't have that game-winning drive, doesn't have the confidence going into this game, this spread is probably much larger than 7, and the Packers probably cover with ease. But Baker Mayfield just had a legacy drive, won the game, and now has to go into Lambeau. And Baker's the kind of guy with his mental and confidence, he doesn't give a fuck. So like a game-winning drive like that, like where is your head at betting on this game? Because I don't know what to do. Immediately I want to go Packers -7. Fuck the Rams. Packers -7 every day of the week. I think Rodgers throws for close to 400. I think Aaron Jones has a legacy game. Christian Watson covers his yards. But am I going to be sitting on this couch tonight going, why didn't we just take the points with Baker coming off that game?
Yeah, it's weird because last time we had the Rams on a primetime game, in that game against the Raiders, they were at home against the Raiders with the same spread. Now they're on the road in Lambeau against Aaron Rodgers with the same spread. That's weird.
And Lambeau's fucking hard to play at, dude.
Chilly Willy in there, bro.
Chilly Willy. Chilly Willy. And if we take any notes from fucking Tom Brady's whack-ass spread, he couldn't cover +3 2 times in a row. 2 times it made no sense for him to be +3. Now Baker's +7 2 times in a row?
So the way I think about it is, like I just said, same spread on the road. It's weird. It's sus. And when I look at the props on Prize Picks, they've got Rodgers up for over 1.5 touchdowns, which makes me think this is going to stay a close game because Rodgers should have 2 tutties in this game. But why are they putting that on the board? It seems like a free square, right?
That, and also none of his wide receivers are even over 50 yards receiving.
I know. I tailed you on your last leg of your entry that you need, right? You need Christian Watson over yards. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, I put that in there. I was like, I'll ride with Mikey on that.
Which, by the way, I feel like we'll get back to the Monday night game in a second, but I posted that on my Twitter. That might have been the most surgical
surge, bro.
Like 5-team Prize Picks play I've ever made, dude.
Have you ever thrown a 6-geyser?
I have, but this was the free play that they gave you for the holidays. It was like a 5-leg, and I was like, Henry touchdown, Jamar touchdown, Saquon receptions, and Richie James yards, dude.
Where did that Richie play come from, bro?
Because I was honestly, I was thinking about that game, and it was at 21 yards, and the Giants don't have a wide receiver. Like, they don't have wide receivers. So you can just pick one out of the hat, and he'll cover his yards. And like, maybe you just got to pick out of the hat any wide receiver on the Giants. But I've bet on Richie James yards before, and Daniel likes throwing to him, and he's kind of like that boomer bust play where he'll catch like a slant for 2 yards and then go for like 15. Yeah, or a slant for 5 yards and go for 20. And that's literally what he did. He had I think it was maybe 3 or 4 catches, and he had 27 yards, and it was at 23.
Surgical, bro.
But I took Christian Watson because the Rams are bruised and battered, and he should get over 42.5. But like, again, are the signs just telling us to take the fucking Rams, dude? Not a single wide receiver is over 50 yards. He's got 1.5 passing touchdowns. It should probably be a 2 flat for a push. Aaron Jones rushing and receiving isn't over 100 yards. It's at like 92 or 82. I forget which one. Everything is telling you to take the fucking Rams, I feel like. And are we going to sit here again and ignore the signs? My answer, yes, I'm taking the pass.
Dude, there's a touchdown square that I usually don't look at these, but I actually really liked it in this game. It was Allen Lazard or Christian Watson. One of them two has to score a touchdown. How does that not happen?
No, I literally love that. Like, I don't know why we're getting the squares we're getting, and why like it wouldn't just be free to go Christian Watson over yards, Christian Watson, Allen Lazard touchdown. Like even if you're just betting straight on your book, Christian Watson and Allen Lazard touchdowns, Aaron Rodgers over passing yards and Aaron Rodgers over passing touchdowns. Like this game, looking at it, should just be free for the Packers.
Which is, exactly why the Rams are going to cover the 7 points, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, are you going to take the Rams?
Dude, this is exactly what's going to happen. We're being so surgical right now. We're comparing the book lines with the prize picks lines and correlating them with what the game script's going to be. And we're going to end the podcast, and we're not even going to fucking remember what we're talking about on here. And we can't let that happen again, bro.
No.
Like, there's some interesting squares here, which makes me think that it could get ugly for the Packers, and it's going to be a run game. A.J. Dillon might find the end zone, field goals. Mason Crosby's kicking them. I don't like Gay field goals. I don't even think they're going to be kicking field goals in Lambeau. I think they're going to need to be, crawling back in this game and needing touchdowns. You got Cam Akers touchdown with Christian Watson, bro. It's sus. It seems like there's some really good.
So weird, bro. You know what I actually don't mind?
What?
The over.
Huh.
Could it be a score fest, but with all these low lines? Could it be? What do you think it's at? Guess that over.
Oh my God. That's a disgusting total.
Wait, did you already look at it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Hold on.
What do you think it is before you look?
Okay, I'm not going to look. Because you said disgusting, I'm going to go 40.
Wow. 39.5. So low.
I'm taking that over. I'm taking that over. I just, here's the thing. I want to take the Packers. I think I'm going to take the Packers. I'm going to let the books eat my ass because I'll take the Packers.
All right, well, I'm taking the Rams. I got to take the Rams here.
But I feel like I'm going to sit here again and just talked my way into the Rams. Everything I just said right now, if you were listening to what I was saying and you were trying to bet on what I'm saying, you're taking the Rams. But I'm going to take the Packers because no way Aaron Rodgers doesn't cover 7 in Lambeau.
I mean, I like the under in this game, actually, not to, rub you the wrong way. I know you're allergic to unders. But if this game is such a low total with a relatively large spread, right? Like, in this game finds a way to go under, there's a very small window that the Packers cover and this game goes under unless they win by it's 21-10.
But Aaron Rodgers is kind of due for a coming out game where he just fucking.
Oh yeah, he's due. I nuked his fucking over 1.5 touchdowns, so I'm hoping that he throws 2 of them.
But that's 14 points. That's 14 points with a 38-point total that you're betting on right there.
Yeah. I don't know. I just if I see a big number and a low total, that tells me the dog is likely to cover. That's just me.
All right, well, let's cook up our Monday Night Football.
I want to just stay true to what I say on the pod and ride that opinion. I'm a new podcaster, so are you. We're getting used to it. But we're making surgical gut calls, and then we're letting the outside noise influence us. As soon as we pick up Twitter, as soon as we start talking to other sports bettors and voicing other opinions and shit, if we just stay true, one of us, we're on the opposite sides here, so one of us is going to sound smart, but I'm not ending this pod and then going to fucking bet on the Packers. I'm staying true to the Rams. I think it's a close game. I think it's a gross game. I think this game goes under, and the Packers win by 6.
You think it's going to be a point away
Mima.
from the coverage?
Mima.
Dude, I know you're right. But you know what? I'm going to stay true to my gut, too. I'm going to take the Packers because I'm just going to be honest with you. I just don't want to be sitting there with the Packers up 14 with a minute left and Baker throws a pick and us sit on the couch and me have to go, what am I doing betting on Baker fucking Mayfield in Lambeau? I mean, can I just be better? You know what I'm saying? What am I doing?
Yeah. I mean, that was me last week when we were down 13-3 or some shit.
But you made the call on Baker. You took his money line.
I know that was meat on table.
That was meat on tape. That would be on tape. All right, well, we have a 4-leg sneak nuke presented by Prize Picks for the Monday Night Football game. I feel like this one's hitting too. I think we're going back to back. I really, truly do. I feel like we kind of both hit our stride on this one. First leg for me, Tutu Atwell over receiving yards. I think he's kind of established himself as Baker's guy. I think he had 4 receptions for, I think it was 80 yards, 5 receptions for 80 yards last game. That's a kind of connection that I feel like Baker now loves. Tutu's one of those guys. So give me Tutu Wells more than his receiving yards. I think it's at 42.
Yep. I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers over 1.5 passing touchdowns as my second leg.
Let's get some points on the board for that over.
Yeah. He better throw too, bro. Better.
Second leg, I'm going Aaron Jones rushing and receiving. I feel like the Packers on primetime, Aaron Jones always has one game where he just absolutely busts. And I feel like this might be the game for him. Also with that Rams defense, I love Aaron Jones just have a masterclass.
Yeah. I'm going to make my fourth leg over pass plus rush yards for Mr. Baker meat on tape Mayfield.
We're putting Bake in the entry.
Yeah, I already nuked it, actually, so I'm locked and loaded.
Okay, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the 4-piece presented by Prize Pick. It's a sneak nuke. Don't be afraid to put a little bit of coin on this one because we hit last one, all right? And it reads as follows: Tutu Atwell more than his receiving yards, Aaron Jones more than his rushing and receiving yards,
Aaron Rodgers over 1.5 passing tutties, and Baker Mayfield more than 192.5 pass plus rush yards.
And as a quick recap, I'm going to take the Packers. I'm doing it.
I'll be on the Rams. I don't know if you've seen our magic conch in the living room. Have you seen that thing yet?
I have not.
Oh, dude, it's insane. So Fruity got this Secret Santa gift, and it's this little, I wish I had it, but it's in the living room. I'll show it next pod. I'm making a TikTok about it today. It's basically has a little like thing that goes like this, and you spin it, and it like lands on the over, the under, the underdog, the favorite, or bet another game, and it's like a magnet, and then it like you ask it,
no way,
what do I bet on in this game? And then you spin it and it lands on something. And we made a parlay with it yesterday, bro. It was so sharp. It was literally the only thing that sold it was the under in the Bucks game. It was looking.
I'm gonna need the magic conch for the Packers game.
Can I go grab it real fast?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll monologue about my weekend. Saturday, just for everyone listening, for those of you that may have thought I am the new fade god or that I was a fade, went 13-2 on all plays. We had a day in college basketball, hit a 4-teamer. Also, I think only missed one total college basketball play. So, Saturday was a great day for the kid. What we did was, though, we addressed the fade in the room. I went into Trent's room, I barged in, and I made him take the fade off me. He sprinkled his good juju on me because he's been on a heater ever since I got here. It's almost like the roles have been reversed. And you know what? On Saturday, I did my job. On Saturday. So going into today, just beware we might be due for a regression spot. But I'm on the Packers -7, unless this magic conch decides to fuck me up a little bit. Because if it does, and it says to take the Rams, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because I feel as though it's the Packers, but if the magic conch looks me in my eyes and it says the Rams, I'll take the Rams. I will do it. No magic conch in hand. It might not be at the crib. The magic conch is not at the crib.
I think it's in Fruity's room. I don't know, but I'll find it after the pod. I'll make a TikTok about it. I'll post it.
All right, word.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. All right, this has been another episode of TFM Bets. Thank you guys for listening once again. 2 new episodes dropping this week as well. After this one, make sure you follow us on all of our socials. It's going to be the Packers because I just can't look at myself and say, why didn't I just bet on Aaron Rodgers?
Sure.
Thanks for watching, guys.
We'll be seeing you.